complete the lecture. I think we still have, I think the B part of that question, and that talks about the financial impact. Right, it's not going to take much of our time, so let's quickly rush through it. And I hope this guy is there, Ibrahim Said. I hope he's there. Okay, if he's not here, we watch the video again. All right. I think the B part of the question. Okay, should I share my entire screen? Okay, let me share my entire screen. Entire screen. 20. Um, 2018. Okay. Okay. So we were to complete the question. Just it won't take us more than 5 minutes. We are done with that question. The approach Ibrahim actually suggested the other time, it can also as well work, but me, I don't use that. I won't use that method, right? So the B part of the question says that calculate the financial impacts on the group if Y division ignore the transfer pricing policy and purchase the 20,000 component that is needed from external supply for 170. So which means that Y division will purchase all these things. What will be the financial impact on the group? And the question is as straight. The question is actually straightforward, right? That is what is it? Is it B part of this question? B, okay, B, right? So let's quickly check where we are, right? So what would be the financial impacts? So the question is itself. Okay, okay. The question is, what would be the financial impacts? Now, how do we now arrive at this financial impacts? It will be based on, now, when you look at it now, that the division Y want to purchase everything from the what? From the external supply, right? So which means that there will not be any form of internal transfer, right? And we were able to arrive at this. Now the question is, what would be the financial impact? Now the financial impact, you could say the financial impact, right? Profits increase in profits or loss. Okay, or I say increase in profits or loss. Increase slash decrease. Increase slash decrease in profits or loss. So which means that in profits, which means that if there is an increase in profits, right, we will not put it in brackets. A decrease in profits, we will definitely what? Put it in brackets. Now, the question is, we don't want to transfer internal again. We want to get everything outside, right? And with that, there will not be any internal transfer costs for the buying division, right? The question now is, what is the financial implication on the group? That, don't forget, is it? Okay. Don't forget that this is A, this is A. Okay. Now, don't forget that we've already calculated for the selling division, buying division before, when there is an internal transfer, right? And we were able to arrive at this because the selling division will transfer to the buying division. Now, in the B part, we don't have any internal transfer because the buying division, we buy everything from the external supply at 170. Now, in this case now, you just need to compare when there is an internal transfer, right? What will be the profit? What will be the increase or decrease in the profit? And when there is no transfer, within the group, will my profit increases or not? So therefore, now let's compare it now. The first profit when there is an internal transfer is 2,500. Now, when there is no internal transfer, what happened? What happened when there is no internal transfer? You have 1,200, which means that there is a decrease in the profit. Class, what is the difference between 2,500 and 1,200, class? What is the difference? What is the difference? Hello?
1,300.
1,300. So, which means that there is a decrease in what? In profits by 1,300, right? 1,300. Is that also? Is 1,300? Because we want to know the financial impact. That is why it is always good to understand question, right? We don't, when you understand question, it is not, performance management does not have a specific format or rule that you must follow. No, whichever way you want to do it, arrive at the same answer and you can be able to do what? Defend what you write. Now, when there is an internal transfer, the profit will be 2,500. When there is no internal transfer, the profit will decrease to 1,200. What is the financial implication? The financial implication is that the profit, right, while going by 15,000 component, the profit will decrease by what? 1,000, will decrease by what? 1,300, right? So the next one, right, the next one is for you to compare, right? What is the difference between the two? What? 2,120,000 minus 1,200. What do you have? What do you have?
920.
920.
9 what? 920, right? Which means that the profit has actually decreased by 920, right? Decrease in profit, 920. Decrease in what? Profit, 920,000. Can you see it? Now, you compare this again. Do you have any increase or decrease in the profit as a result of not transferring internally? Now, you can see the profit here is 600,000. Then the profit here, when there is no what? When there is no internal transfer, the profit increases. What is the difference? What is the increase? What is the difference? 1,200 minus 600. What do you have?
600.
600.
So you have 600. The profit increases, right? 600,000. So will the group also increases or decreases? Now, when there is internal transfer, the group profit will what? Will increase by what? 13. We have 13,800 as the group profit. Now, when there is a decrease in the group profit, okay, what do we have now? You can see that the group profit from 13,800 to 3,600,000, right? So what is the what? What is the decrease, class? What will be the decrease? Decrease
10,200.
10,000.
200.
200. 200.
Thank you, 10,200, right? So, and that's all about this question. Can you see that is very simple? It's just for you to understand that what will be the financial impact, right? Financial impact. Will my profit increases or decreases, right? And this is just, even when you present your work this way, examiner, we want to, even if the marks is just 2 marks, we want to give you like 1 mark or 2 marks, because you actually reason beyond the usual the transfer and order. It's just for you to check what will be the financial impact. What did we have when there is an internal transfer? What did we have when there is no internal transfer? What is the financial impact? Will my profit increases or not? Right? And that is how we were able to arrive at this. So I think we are done with the question of November 20, I think to November 2018 question what? November 2018 question 2.
2.
Yeah, question 2. So thank you. You can see that the way they solve it in the Pathfinder is actually different. That is why you need to understand what you are doing. Right? Once you understand what you are doing, you can be able to do it. Performance management did not have one specific format, one specific rule you must follow. No, just understand what you are doing. Once you understand what you are doing, then you are good to go. So thank you. Do you have anyone that have question before we move? Do you have anyone that have question here before we move ahead? So if there is no question, we need to move, right? So please, if you have question, mute your mic. So quickly, we look at this. Okay, Tuesday will be the last. Okay, for transfer pricing and divisional performance because I will merge the two together, right? So in today's class, we'll also look at one of the past questions. Go and check examiner comments in the 2018 November, right? These are the things you should be looking at. These are the kind of questions you should be anticipating for, right? Because they always want to look at it. Okay, what are the areas? What are the weaknesses of the students? Then they'll bring it up. They'll keep testing it again, right? Look at relevant costing. They'll keep testing it again until you have an understanding of it, right? Now, November 2020, question 4, right? Please, are we there? November 2020, question 4. November 2020, question 4. We'll solve this relevant costing question 1. We'll solve it. Very simple. Very simple. We'll solve that. We'll solve that. I think maybe first week of May. If that's one. Then one limiting factor level. Where is it? Question 4. Okay. Now, when you check examiner comments again here, okay, let's check. Question 4, right? Question 4. Question 4. I always believe in principle, then understand what you're doing, right? Principle and understand what you are doing. Okay? The major pitfall was candidates' poor understanding of the requirements of the question, especially in the areas of varying capacity for production and sales, as well as determination of optimum transfer price, right? The attempt on the question by candidate was moderate. The performance of the guy is above what? Is above average, which means student actually what? Performed well. It was actually above what? Average. Now, let's quickly check question 4, right? Question 4. Where is question 4? Okay. First, we should read the required and understand the required first, right? This is November 2020, question 4. Ican pass question. Prepare estimated profit statement for the month of December for each division and for ADEP Nigeria Limited as a whole, which is the group. Based on transfer prices of, you have to prepare the profit statement based on the transfer prices of 200 per tons and 180 per tons. Class, you have to do what? You have to prepare a transfer price. You have to prepare a profit statement based on the 200 per tons and 180 per ton, which means the transfer price is of two ways, which is 2, right? The 200 per ton and 180 per ton. When producing at the 80,000 capacity, right? When producing at 80,000 capacity,
80
100%.
capacity.
Oh, 80% capacity. Thank you. 100 capacity on the assumption that Northern Division reduces the selling price to 32. Can you see it? To what? To 32, right? If they actually reduce it to what? To 32. Now, we should calculate the transfer price. The first one is based on 80,000, 80 capacity, right? 80% capacity. The second one is 100% capacity on the assumption that Northern Division reduced the selling price to 30 naira. So the selling price has been reduced to what? 30 naira. Now that is 10 marks. Comment on the effects that might result from change in the transfer price from 200 to 180. From 200 to what? 180. You should do what? You should comment on the effects on that. Now, suggest an alternative transfer price. Suggest an alternative transfer price that would provide an increase, that would provide an incentive for Northern Division to reduce the selling price and increase sales by 30 blocks a month. 5 marks. Total marks allotted to this question is 20 marks. Now, the main question. Please pay attention to the analysis of the question. Please pay attention. It's very important for you to understand what we want to do, right? It's kind of technical because of some things we need to unlock some things from here, right? So please pay attention. Thank you. Now, Adab Nigeria Limited has two divisions, Eastern and Northern divisions. Eastern division makes materials that are used, to manufacture special blocks. Class. There are two divisions, Eastern division and Northern division. Eastern division makes materials. It will make this material and are used to manufacture special blocks. So when Eastern makes this material, and this material will be used to make what? Special blocks. Now, this means that Eastern division is the selling division. Is the what? Is the selling division. Because that is what they will use to manufacture the special what? The special blocks. Right? Now, it transfers some of these materials to the Northern division. When it will make use of a material, right? It will actually the division will mix this material and send to the Northern division, right? To the Northern division, and sells some of the material externally to other block manufacturers. So which means that there is a material. This material are used to manufacture blocks. So which means Eastern will bring up the material. Then Northern will convert that material and use it to do what? To produce what? Blocks. So the Eastern division will now sell to Northern division and externally as well, right? So the Northern division is the buying division. Northern division makes special blocks from the materials and sell them to traders in building materials. Can you see? Now they will use the material to make special blocks. And now the Northern will now do what? We now sell it to traders We do what? We sell it to what? Traders. The production capacity of Eastern, who is Eastern? Eastern division is the selling division, right? Which is 10,000 tons per month. The capacity of the Eastern division, which is the selling division, is 10,000 tons. So which means that the material, right, that are being transferred to Northern division is in tons. Is in what? Is in tons. So therefore, these tons will now be converted by the Northern division to blocks. Then the Northern division will now sell to external. Class, am I communicating, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. At present sales, at present sales, at present sales are limited. At present, sales are limited to 5,000 tons to externals. They have the capacity to produce on 10,000 tons production capacity. Now, they will now make a sales 5,000 tons to externals customers, right? To external customers, then 3,000 tons to northern division. So that is 8,000 tons, 5,000 and 3,000 tons. The transfer price was agreed. The transfer price was agreed, right? The transfer price was agreed at 200 naira per ton. What is the transfer price agreement between division or the external? Now, the transfer price was agreed at what? 200 naira per ton, in line with the external sales trade price at 1st July, which was the beginning of the budget year. So now there is an agreement. Don't forget, in the general rules of transfer pricing, I think that should be the fourth rule. We may have an agreement that, okay, transfer this to me at this price. So it means that this is in line with external sales. So it means that they are still transferring the same 200 naira per ton to external as well. Is that good enough? Okay, let's move ahead first. From 1st December, however, strong competition in the market has reduced the market price for the material to 180 per ton. Now, there is a competition in the market. Now, they've reduced the market price to 180, not 200. Don't forget, the required says that we should prepare the profit statement based on the 200 and 180. The 200 naira per ton and what? 180. And on the basis of 80% capacity and 100% capacity. Class. So there are two transfer pricing here that we will use according to the required. Right? Now, they've agreed. You can see that this transfer price is not based on variable cost, it's not based on opportunity cost, it is based on an agreement, and the agreement is based on the market. Right? That is, always understand the policy. Identify the selling division, the buying division. If I'm selling, what am I selling? I should be selling what the buying division will use to produce its products. Please, let's understand the technicality of transfer pricing. Right? If I'm selling to you, what am I selling to you? I'm selling what you will use to produce your products. Right? I'm selling what you will use to do what? To produce your products. Right? And don't forget, the Eastern Division will manufacture we make a material, which this materials is in tons, right? Is in tons. And these tons, we will now transfer it. Now say, okay, take the northern division, use it to do what? To make a product, which is blocks, right? Please, we should always understand the technicality in what? In transfer pricing. Now, the manager of the northern division has suggested, what is the suggestion? Has suggested that the transfer price for the materials, for the material, for the materials from eastern division should be the same as for the external customers, right? The manager of the northern division has even suggested, oh, both of them has agreed that the transfer price for the material from eastern division should be the same as what? As the external what? Customers. And don't forget, the external, they are making 200 per ton, 200 naira per tons to external, as well as a result of competition in the market, they also have 180 naira per tons. Now, the manager of eastern division rejected this suggestion. The manager of eastern division has said no, rejected this suggestion on the basis that the original budgeted established the price for the entire financial year. So the which means that interesting, which means that original division, original price, original agreement. What is the original agreement at the beginning? It is 200 naira per ton. It is what? 200 naira per ton, right? So the northern division now say, okay, let's make it. It now suggests that we should make it based on the recent reduce in the market, which is it should be 180 naira per ton, right? Then the selling division says no, it is not what possible. That we should make it, you should do it based on the established the transfer price for the entire financial, the original budget, which is the original budget at the beginning of the year. Class, am I communicating, please? Am I communicating, please? So you can see that there is kind of dispute between the northern and the eastern division, right? There is kind of dispute between them. That is why the question says, okay, let's do the transfer price based on the 200 and 180. Let's see what we will have at the end of the period, right? So that is why the question says that we should do it that way. Now let's quickly continue with okay. Okay, okay. So from each ton of materials, class, pay attention. For each ton of material, who is using ton? What is it called? The selling division of material. Northern division produces 10 blocks, which means for 1 ton, you will use 10 blocks for the product, right? For 1 ton, you will use what? 10 blocks. The how many ton, right? Is it how many ton will the buying division needs? Where is it? 3,000. So for every 1 ton, there is 10 blocks. Class. For each ton of material, northern division produces 10 blocks. 1 ton, 10 blocks. Another 1 ton, 2 ton, 20 blocks. 3 tons, 30 blocks. 4 ton, that is how it is. So now it is 3,000 tons. So which means that the total numbers of blocks produced, it will be 3,000 tons times what? Times 10 blocks. You can see the way we unlock it, right? And the tons is the material from the selling division. Why? The blocks is the what? Is the product. That is, they will convert the raw material to use it. They will use it to produce what? Blocks. And that is why we have 10 blocks times 3,000. That is about 30,000 blocks. Now, which it sells at 40 naira per blocks. Now, the Northern Division now sell externally at what? At 40 naira per blocks. We will sell the O30 at 30 naira per block. 40 naira per blocks. Class. Now, it would sell a further. Apart from that, now they would still now sell further blocks if the price were reduced to 32 naira per block. So which means that if the Eastern Division actually was reduce the price to 32, they will sell further, they will sell more blocks. So making total numbers of blocks. The first one is they will sell 40 naira per block, right? 10 blocks for one, right? 10 blocks for 1 ton. How many tons? 3,000 tons. 3,000 tons times 10 blocks will give you 10,000, 30,000 blocks, right? And sell at 40 naira per block. Now they will still sell more if there is a reduction in the price. That is the 30,000 blocks plus what? Plus the 20,000 blocks, right? The first one is 30,000 blocks, but they will still sell more if the what? They will sell more of 20 blocks if the what? If the price drops. So the total numbers of blocks now that they will sell is the 30 as well as what? The 30 at 40 as well as the 20 as what? As 32. Total, that is 50. Right? Class, am I communicating, please?
Yes, sir.
Now, if this is established, we'll move ahead again to okay, the variable costs. Other relevant data are given below. Variable cost. This is the variable cost for the production of the capacity per ton. This is the fixed cost per month. Please don't stress yourself. The question did not talk about it is 12 months, it is 6 months. Right? Don't just give yourself unnecessary headache. Don't check for the numbers of months in a year. Oh, it's 12 months. You go and multiply by 12 months. You just as if you are setting question for yourself. The question did not even mention that it is for 2 months, it is for 3 months, it is for 6 months, it is for this month. It's a fixed cost per month. The variable cost of Northern Division exclude the transfer price of material from Eastern Division. We know the variable cost exclude the transfer price. Now, what is the required? Prepare, estimate profit. Don't forget, understand the required. When you understand the required, it is assumed that you have solved 80% to 70% of the question. Now, prepared what? Prepare estimated profit statement for the month of December for each division and for ADEB, which is the group, based on the original transfer price, which is from at the beginning of the year, 200, and the 180, right? That and the 180 that the Northern Division is actually proposing to Eastern, right? To Eastern to Eastern Division that was actually rejected. I said no, it's not like that. There is an argument there. Now, you should prepare it based on 80% capacity. The transfer price will now be 2. The 200 naira per ton and 180 naira per ton. Based on 80% capacity, we'll do it based on 80% capacity, then based on 100% capacity. On the assumption that the Northern Division reduces the selling price. Assuming the Northern Division now reduce the selling price to 32 naira per ton. Class. So we need to start uh November. Okay, coming. So you can see this question is actually different. There's no opportunity cost there, right? So suggested solution. So what is the name of the company? Adeb. Or you can just copy this part, or you can just copy something from here. We are not doing it. Okay. How many capacity? How many percent capacity? 80, right? The first one is 80. The first one is 80. Oh, Adeb. Adeb. Adeb what? Adeb Nigeria Limited, right? Class.
Yes.
Adeb Nigeria Limited, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Statement of profit or loss for for how many percent capacity?
80%.
For let's start from 80% capacity because they say 80%, right? For 80% capacity. Please mute your mic for 80% capacity. So, and we have to do the transfer price based on two level, right? So, mm, coming, you have to Eastern, right? Eastern, Eastern. We already know the division, so there's no point. North, Northern, all right. So, we have group. Don't forget, you should do it based on 200 naira, based on 200 naira per ton and 180 per ton, and it should be based on 80% capacity. Um, you can have Eastern, although you can do it separately, and or should we do it separate? Okay, that's fine. Let's separate it. I wanted to do it together with this, but that's fine. Let's just see it at transfer price at 200 naira. Right, so at 200 naira. This is fine. Okay. So, is the figure in million? I need to confirm. So what I will just do is to just, when I'm done with the 200 at the transfer price of 200 naira per ton, I will equally do the one of, or let me just do it all together. Hello class, should I do it together or I should separate? Okay, let me just
So
separate it.
separate it.
Let's do it one by one, sir.
That's separate. Separate. Separate.
Okay, that's fine. Sometimes presentation self, you just have to think how you will present your work. That is just it. So let me just present it that way. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Then this is Naira sign. Please, your presentation. Please, always present your work. All these things are one marks. One mark. Please, 1 mark is very important. So, so um, okay. Now let's analyze this 80% capacity. I'll need to just do some workings here. Workings, right? Let me start from the eastern, oh, eastern, right? Now, don't forget, they have the capacity. Let's go back again. Let's go back again. They have the capacity. They have the capacity for 10,000 tons, right? 10,000 tons, right? 10,000 watts, 10,000 tons capacity. 10,000 tons. Now, if there is 10,000 tons, external. So if there is 10,000 tons, external, we take external. We take from the question, external, we take how many tons? 5,000. 5,000 tons. 5,000 tons. Internal.
3,000.
Internal. 3,000 tons. That it will use it to produce what? Blocks. Right? Now, don't forget the transfer price is based on two. We'll do for the one of 120 for the one of 200. Is that also? Now, let me quickly analyze this capacity for you. Let's see. Let's say what is at 80% capacity. That is when they say capacity means what they can produce is 80%, right? That is their capacity. Their capacity is 80%. Now, and guess what? This is 80. Is that also? This is what? This is 80. Now, if let's say if they give um now 80% times of 5,000, what do you have? 80% of 5,000, what do you have? 5,000 tons. What do you have?
4,000. 4,000 tons.
Is it 4,000?
400,000. Let's
Mm,
say 400.
okay. Is it 400? I can't remember.
4,000.
It's 4,000. I'm coming. Then it's 5,000.
It's 4,000. Sorry, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. That's fine. That's fine. Oh, 6, okay, 4,000, 4,000. Minus 4. Minus 6,000. Okay, it will come. It will come. There's something I want to analyze here. Let's just leave this part. Let's just leave it like this. I want to analyze something. I think I did it before I entered this class. I don't know. Okay, okay, okay. It will come. It will come. So now the first thing is that what is that? Adekoya.
So I just want to confirm the 80% capacity based on the production or the external demand or internal demand.
The 80% on the basis of the 80% capacity. Let me check. Coming.
Yes, it's 80% capacity.
When producing at 80%. When producing, that is their normal production. When producing at 80%. Do you get? So we're doing that. We're told that okay, if at all they want to do based on 80% capacity, right? Don't forget the 10,000 capacity given to us, the 10,000 stated here, the 10,000 here, it is based on 100%. Is that not so? The 10,000 here is based on 100%. There's something I want to analyze here. It's not just coming, not just coming. Okay, when you charge 80% of 10,000 tons, what do you have? What do you have?
6,000.
What do you have?
6,000.
Six what?
6,000.
6,000, right?
6,000. 8,000.
Is what? 8,000.
1,000, sir.
8,000.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
8,000. Yes, okay, 8,000. So 8,000 tons. And this is their 80% based on the 80% capacity. 8,000 tons. They will produce 8,000. They will make materials of 8,000. And that 8,000, that is why they now spread this 8,000 as, okay, external, take 5,000. Internal, take 3,000. What is the total capacity now? 88,000 tons. And that is what gives us that 8,000. Because I was thinking that, okay, it's supposed to be based on the capacity. Do we get that? So that's why they were able to say, okay, this is for external, 5,000, and this is internal. So the total is what? 8,000. Are we good? I think this call will end in 8 minutes. Please, when it is 3 minutes, please let me know so I can create another link. Thank you. So the transfer price, we go internal sales. And don't forget, okay, there are two. Okay, we'll do it one after the other. Internal sales, right? Internal sales, we'll do for internal sales, Eastern, right? What is the internal sales? 3,000 tons, right? 3,000 tons, right? 3,000 tons times the 200 naira. What do you have?
600,000.
I can hear you, please.
600,000. 600,000.
Okay, 600,000. Okay. 600,000, right? So
Yes.
this will not affect the group. Then external sales. Let's check for the external sales for the two. No, for the Eastern. So the external sales is 5,000, right? 5,000 tons times. Don't forget, they will transfer at the same what? At the same price, which is 1,000, which is what? 200 class. Don't forget that the question actually states it clearly that based on the transfer price, it will be 200 and 180. Don't forget, the market has reacted to two prices here that will be sold to external. The first one is 200. The second one is 180. Class, am I communicating, please? Am I communicating,
Yes, sir.
please?
Yes.
So,
Yes, you are.
so we move. Adekoya, please pull down your hands. Think. Next. So what do we have for the Eastern?
1,000.
1 million.
1 million, right? So, so we move here as 1 million. Please, when it is 3 minutes, is that 3 minutes? Please let me know so I can create another link, please. This is that 3 minutes. Okay.
It's
So
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
okay. Lydia. So
Yes,
So
sir.
we
I
can,
want to add that northern.
well, I'll do that now. That is what I want to do now. I don't want to combine them. You get, so external, external sales for Norton, right? Now, what is the for Norton, right? So what is the external sales for Nortons at 80%? Okay. Now, don't forget, class, don't forget that Norton we buy this material, 3,000 tons, and convert it to blocks, right? And convert it to what? To blocks,
Yeah, it's
right?
3 minutes.
Okay. So please let me quickly create another link so we can continue from. Thank you. Sorry. So now, in this case, don't forget, the Norton, we buy this material and sell and convert it to blocks, which it sells at what? 40 naira per blocks, right? That is at the 80% capacity that they have, because that is the only thing that they can get from the for at 80% capacity. That is what they can get from the what? From the Eastern. And that is what they will sell out at 40 naira per blocks at 80% what? At 80% what? At 80% capacity. So in this case now, we can have 3,000. So we can have, if you multiply the blocks, right? You take blocks, Northern, right? So they will buy 3,000 tons from, then sell 3,000 times 10 blocks. Don't forget, 1 ton we use 10 blocks, right? Blocks. So this will give 30,000 blocks, right? 30,000 blocks that they will sell at 40 naira per blocks. Class, what do you have? At what? At 40 naira what? At 40 naira per blocks. So when you multiply quickly, what do you have?
1.2 million.
Okay, 1.2 million. 1.2 million, right? You can use this as your work one. Then you can use this as your work two. So 1.2 million. So I can just say external sales. Oh, because it's at 80% capacity, right? Work one or work two, right? So this is new. 1.2. So this is 1.2, right? So if this is established, so we need to, what is the total? We need to have our total sales. Total sales. The other one is 1.6. 1.6. This is 1.6 million, right? This is 1.2. Then this is 2.2 million, right? So we move to the cost. You can say less cost, right? So you not stress yourself much. And okay, so the variable costs that we use in the production, right? Class, the variable costs. So we move to the variable costs because of it is 80%. Don't forget it is 80% capacity. And don't forget that 80% capacity we give 8,000 tons, right? And these 8,000 tons, the same thing applicable to Northern. The 80,000 capacity we give right to what? 30,000 watts, 30,000 watts, 30,000 blocks, right? We give right to what? 30,000 blocks. Clementina.
Sorry, sir. Are we not supposed to bring in the internal cost first, internal sales before the variable cost so that we won't forget?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you. That's fine. I've even forgotten myself. Thank you for forgetting. Internal transfer, right? Internal transfer of 600. Thank you. Okay. So before we bring in the cost, right? So at 80,000 capacity, it will give 8,000 tons, and that is why they have the capacity to produce the, but what they say we should do is 80,000 from 10,000 tons. That's 80% capacity, right? 80% capacity. So when you give external 5 and you give internal 3, right? So the variable cost will be based on what? The 8,000 what? 8,000 tons. The capacity, right? Will be based on what? 8,000 tons. Because the question says it is 80% capacity. 80% what? Capacity, right? Don't forget the one we've been doing before now. The one we've been doing before now, you can just use, you can use the old capacity, which is what? Which is 10,000. If you've been following us, you will use the old 10,000 tons for the variable cost and you move on. But since it is 80% capacity stated, so it will just be the 8,000 what? The 8,000 tons, right? So before we move ahead, I see Adekoya.
So I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Sir.
Go ahead.
So for sorry for the transfer price,
I
it
can't hear
was
you.
stated in
Please
the
come
question
again.
that
Come again. Come again.
for like I'm talking about the Eastern division, which is the selling division now. In the
Mm,
question, can you hear me,
mm.
sir?
I'm with you.
In the question, they said that transfer, the external price dropped, the market price dropped to 180. So are we? I don't know. It just occurred that are we supposed to use 200 for the external sale?
Adekoya. We read this requirement together, right? And what is the required? He said it should be based on 200 per ton and 180 per ton. And don't forget that the market is dynamic. They did not even state it in the last paragraph that because look at it, the 200 per ton in line with the external sales. Then again, there is a change. There is a change in the market to 180 per ton. So the market is dynamic. So they don't know what. And don't forget that the selling division will sell at the same market price. So now, in that case, the question they required, and that is what bring about the required that whatever transfer price you want to do it based on 200 and 180. Do you
Oh,
get?
okay, sir. Okay. Yes, sir.
Do you get that? Do you understand now?
Yes, I understand. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Then what of Olaide?
Yeah, I just want to clarify on the internal transfer plan that you missed. And that's all that is the external that sold to external. So it should be subtracted from the internal. That part is clear.
Okay, that's fine. So the variable cost, don't forget, I think that it is not capacity level. We would have, the variable cost would have multiplied by the whole 10,000 for the Eastern, we would have multiplied by the whole, by the 10,000 10 tons. Have them been we're not given capacity level, right? And that the question would have changed to opportunity cost, right? The question would have changed to what? Opportunity cost. So what is the variable cost? What is the variable cost? The variable cost for the Eastern is 17 naira, right? So 8,000 tons times 17 naira. So what do you have for the Eastern?
568,000 tons.
560, 560, right? So the next one is the variable cost for this. Don't forget, based on the 80% capacity, they have to sell from what they get from Eastern, right? They have to sell from what they get from the Eastern. Is that not so? They have to do what? They have to sell what they get from the Eastern. And what they get, the total will be 30,000 blocks that they will now sell to external, right? 30,000 what? 30,000 blocks. Times, what is the variable cost of the Northern? 30,000 blocks. What is the variable cost?
60 naira.
16 naira. So what do we have as variable cost for this?
1.8 million.
Okay, 1.8 million.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you add the two together, what do you have? Mm,
60,000.
is what?
2,360,000.
Okay. Now, do you know that this thing is wrong here? The 30,000 blocks that you put here, do you know it is wrong? Do you know why this 1.8 is wrong? You can tell me the reason why it's wrong. It's not correct. Mm. The question
Because it's they said the variable per ton.
per
So
ton.
and they purchased 3,000
So
ton.
thank you. Thank you. Very. Thank you. That is a very good one. Observation. Now, you can see the question is so variable cost per ton. And then they say, okay, variable cost per ton for Eastern, then the variable cost per blocks. Right? So please, we should always look at the question very well. We look at it, okay, is we move ahead, right? The variable cost is per ton, not per blocks, right? So what do we have here?
180,000.
180,000. So please, when you add these two together, what do you have? Quickly,
740.
you say 7.
740,000.
Okay. Fixed cost. So what is the fixed cost? What is the fixed cost given to us in the question? 150.
The fixed cost is 150,000 for Eastern and 60,000 for Northern.
Thank you. Then what is the total? 210.
110,000.
210,000.
Okay, now what is the profit? What is the profit? Fedolapo.
Yes, I
Fedolapo.
wanted to ask why we're using 8,000 tons for Eastern
Yeah,
when you
you
said
wait.
since we're not using block,
Are you wait.
but
I'm coming.
sorry,
Coming. Are you did you just join us now?
no, no, no.
Okay. What did Eastern Eastern we manufacture we you can use the 8,000 naira is tons now. See, the variable cost is per ton. Can you see it? Can you see it? And it's 8,000 ton. It's not blocks now, right? It's 8,000 tons. Is it not 8,000 tons? This is 8,000 tons. This is the material. This is the material that they will use to produce blocks. And normally they have the capacity to produce 10,000. But because of the question says 80% capacity.
It's
Assuming there is no 80%
okay. I get it
capacity.
now. I get it now. I get it now. I
Okay.
was expecting the 10,000 ton, but back to the question of since we're using 80% capacity, so that would be 8,000 tons. I get it now. Thank you.
Yeah, that's fine. So what do we have here? Instant? Quickly, please. Quickly. Figure,
Eight nine
please.
thousand. 890,000.
890. Next.
360,000.
360,000. Next.
1,250,000. 1,250,000.
Okay. Right. So this is transfer price at what? At 200 naira per ton, right? So we will do the next one, right? The next one is 180. Is it 180 ton per ton, right?
Yes,
The
sir.
next one is 180. 180. Okay. So we can quickly copy this. Please mute your mic. Please, who is that? The person should mute his mic, please. Please. Lydia.
Okay, sir, please, according to the requirement, it said prepare estimated profit statement for the month of December. And in the question, they said from 1st of December, the strong competition in the market has reduced the market price for the material to 180 per ton. So I'm thinking that for external sales for Eastern, that's 5,000 naira. We are supposed to multiply it by 180. I don't know if I'm right.
That is
I'm
why
just thinking
is
that it's
is of
supposed
two way now. Is of two ways. We have the 200.
to.
That
Okay.
is why I separated it. You guys say I should do that now. That is why I separated it. This is 200
No,
naira
but
per
the
ton.
200, we are talking about transfer price, no external sales.
Yes, transfer price. We'll do the 180 here. We'll do it here.
Okay, sir.
Do you get the based on the require is based on 200 and 180. Is that not so? We've done based on 200, right? For the internal and same external. Now we'll do based on 180.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Do you get? Do you get that?
Yes, sir. I get now.
Okay. So these 3,000 blocks times the 180, 180. So this will be 180, right? Then please, what do we have here? Figure. Please give me figure quickly.
550,000. 540,000 rather.
540,000.
Yes, sir.
So this place will be 540. But the question is the Eastern Division, is it fair enough to be transferring based on the market price? And we are talking about motivation of divisional performance, divisional managers, right? Is it fair enough? So we need to change. Okay, please figure 180 times 5,000.
900,000.
900,000. So this is 900,000. So the external sales still remain the external sales for the northern, which is the buying division, still remain as the same thing, right? Still remain the same thing. So the only thing that will change is the transfer price. So what do we have here? What is the profit? What is the profit? So when you add this together, I think all this one will change. They are not giving me figure. I will just
1 million for Eastern and one
okay,
million 440,000.
1,440,000. Then this
The
part
group
will
is
also
one
change. Is what?
2 million
When
one
you
hundred
add this
thousand.
2,100,000. Okay. So what is the profit?
$730.
This is 730. What is the profit for this? What is the profit? Who is giving me figure? Who is giving me figure now? Someone should give me figure.
420,000. 420,000.
How can we have about 23? What is the last figure?
1,150,000.
Okay. Oluwatobi Peter, please mute your mic. $1,150,000. Right. So this is what they say we should do based on the transfer price of 200. When it is transfer price of 200, you have 80, 890, 360. Then when it is transfer price of 180, the selling division makes more profit, while the buying division profit dropped. Can you see it? And what will happen to the group? The group profits as well decreases as a result of, so which means that transferring based on 180, it will not be favorable, and it will not be good for the company, because the main purpose of transfer price is for good characteristics of a transfer price is for what? Good conquest, maximization of not only the division profit. You should also do what? You should also maximize the group profit as well. So you can't even use this 180. Ideally, the 200 and 180 should not actually be used, because it is based on market price. Why can't you use what happened to the variable costs? what happened to it? In order to motivate the divisional manager, we could say that okay, of fine, if they transfer at eight at 200, right? They will have this, but then you are not motivating the divisional manager, right? But the Northern Division have seen that okay, it seems the 200 naira per ton will favor them, right? We favor them because if they buy at that, they will sell. They will sell at 1.2 million to the external party. Is that not so? So that is why there is an argument at the beginning that no, there is an argument, right? That is why there is an argument. The Northern Division has agreed. The Eastern Division say no, it is not like that, right? That we should make it based on the original. That they should make it based on the original what 200. I think the best transfer price to 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 actually quote here is that if we are looking at it based on these two perspectives, we could have choose the 200 naira per ton. However, if you want to motivate the divisional performance, right, it should have been done based on what? The variable cost. Because by doing that on variable cost, it will reduce the cost, right? When it reduces the cost of one of the division, the profit of the group as well, we do what? We increase. So that is my explanation based on that. Now, the B part of this question, what is the B part of this question? Comment on the effect.
30% capacity.
You say?
80%
Oh,
capacity.
oh, sorry. That's fine. Oh. 100%
Sir,
capacity.
sir, please wait. The network logged me out.
If the network log you out, your background is noisy.
My background. So I wanted to ask if the remaining costs still remain the same.
Yes, the remaining cost still remain. There's nothing changed about the cost. The only thing that changes is the transfer price from 200 to
Okay.
180. The cost still
Okay.
remain the
Thank,
same. So
okay.
please
Thank
mute
you,
your
sir.
mic, please. Thank you.
Excuse me, sir. If it is 100%
That is what we
choice,
want to
I
do.
think the variable
That
cost.
is, we've not done the
Okay.
100% capacity. That is what we want to do now.
Oh, okay.
So now the 100%, based on the 100% capacity, right? Based on the what? The 100% capacity, we'll still do uh we still do the 200 tons and 200 tons and 180 based on 100% what? 100% capacity. You can just do it that one. Let me just do it down. So it is based on 100% capacity, right? Now, if it is based on 100% capacity, right? The internal sales, right? The internal sales or the external sales. So now, how do we now approach this? Now, if this is based on what is it called? 100% capacity. So which means that work three. Now, which means that internal class, internal will not only demand this 3,000, will not only demand the 3,000 tons, and they will request for additional what? No, additional what? Don't forget, the internal, it will sell a further 20,000 blocks if the price were reduced to what? If the price were reduced to 32. Okay, that one is another part. I think that one is okay. I think that one is Where is it? Okay, yes, it's still the same. So can you see? So the division, 100% capacity on the assumption that the northern division reduces the selling price to, on the assumption, you are still going to prepare what you did based on 200 and 180. But assuming that they now reduce the selling price and the capacity is what is 100%. And don't forget, when the internal we need what is it called, 30,000 blocks for the first one. Now if they now reduce the price, which means that they need to request additional 20 blocks. So which means that we have 130 blocks and what, 20 blocks, if on the basis of that assumption, right? Now what it means is that they already have 30,000 blocks. Now for based on the assumption stated that, okay, let's assume that I want to reduce the price, right? What is, if you want to reduce the price, which means that they will request for more blocks from the selling division. So 30,000 blocks plus what, 20,000 blocks, right? We gives what, 50,000 what, 50,000 blocks. So now we can now check something here and say, uh, uh should I put it under this thing? Let me just, is it under this? Okay. So 30,000 blocks plus the 20,000 blocks. I need to create another thing. Let me just create presentation. Right? So the total is 50,000 blocks. Mind you, you will still do your, what is it called, based on the transfer price of 200 as well as what, as well as 180. Now what they are saying, telling you here is that what the question is saying is that, oh, if assuming we just reduce it, what will be the what, what will be the transfer price, right? So in this case now, class, what will be the okay, okay, let's start from external. Okay. So the total blocks is okay. Now how many tons now will it now be needed? I think they will need how many tons now?
5,000.
They will need 5,000 tons, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that is good, because one of the tons, right, we use 50, we use 10,000 blocks, is that not so?
10
And they
blocks.
have this, right? So if you want to get the tons divided by 10, what do you have? What do you have?
2,000. 2,000.
2,000.
This is 2,000, right?
Yes, sir.
I want to convert these blocks to tons.
So the total is 50,000 blocks, not 20,000 blocks.
Okay, the total is what? 50,000 blocks.
Blocks.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. I'm coming. So what is the total? What is the tons? We then need
5,000.
from,
5,000.
okay, 5,000, right? So which means that they will actually need 5,000 tons, right? They will need 5,000 tons they will need 5,000 tons from where? From the selling what? From the selling what? From the selling division. Is that not so? Now, and this 5,000 tons, at what selling price? I'm coming. This is okay, let me check something. Six, five, okay, 2, 6, 5, Okay, that's fine. So 5,000 tons, right? Class, am I communicating? Am I communicating at all?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please, if you don't understand, let me know. So you need to understand. You need to understand this thing, right? Okay, 5,000 tons. Is that also? Which means that they will still demand. They will demand. Internal. We actually demand. For 5,000 watts for 5,000 tons because they have the capacity. Is that also? They say it is 100% capacity. So that is why they have to demand for more because assuming the price has reduced, right? So in this case now, 5,000 tons for internal sales, 5,000 tons. 5,000 tons times 200. What do you have? Excuse me. 5,000 tons times 200. What do you have?
1 million.
1 million naira.
1 million. I know. Someone will say, "Oh, you're supposed to use uh the 32 what? Excuse me,
32 naira.
32 naira. Am I supposed to use the 32 naira? Hmm? No.
No, sir.
Okay, that's fine. I know. I want. Sorry, a minute, please. Okay, class. Excuse me. So they have full capacity. Now the question did not say they should use transfer price to do the transfer price because you must do the headings on 200. Do it the heading based on the 200 naira per ton and 180. Now, why they say assuming that it will reduce by to 32 is because they want to know the numbers of cones the northern division will get from the what uh from the selling division, right? Don't forget that they have 80% capacity before. Is that not so? And we're not able to finish up the capacity, right? We still have about 2,000 tons. Now, in this case now, they say, okay, they have full capacity now. If they have full capacity and they need to, if the transfer price increases further, people will, people from outside, we, we need to get more of this 20,000 blocks. Is that not so? 20,000 blocks. Now, if you have 20,000 blocks plus the original one, which is 50,000 blocks. Now, the question is, how many tons can you see in 50,000 blocks? That is 5,000 tons. 5,000 tons, 1 ton is 10 blocks. 1 ton is 10 blocks. Now, 5,000 tons. That means that will give us what? 50,000 what? 50,000 blocks. So quickly, before we go, right? So the external sales will still remain the same class. The external sales will still remain what? Will still remain the same as 500. You can see now that the external has fulfilled the 100% capacity. Is that also? Has done what? Has actually fulfilled the 100% capacity, which is 10,000 tons, right? Which is what? 10,000 watt class, 10,000 tons. Now, the external sales for the northern division will actually change. Do you know why? Because they will sell more. They will sell. They will sell 20,000 blocks and they will sell 30,000 blocks. So work for. So we can have 30,000 blocks blocks right? Times 30,000 blocks times 140, 40 naira per blocks. This gives 1.2, right? So the next one is 20,000 blocks. 20,000 blocks. Then it will now sell at 32 naira per blocks. Class, what do you have? When you multiply, what do you have?
640,000.
640,000.
Right? Norton, 640, right? 640,000, right? 640,000. Okay. 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 That's fine. Okay. 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 That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Let's move on. Okay. Now, what is the addition of the two? We need to just add these two together. What do you have? When you add these two together, what do you have? Figure. Figure, please.
1,840,000.
1,840,000. Right? So we need to go back and say work is work 4, right? Work 4. 1 million what?
840,000.
840. 840,000. So this is 1,840,000. So when you add this together, what do you have? If you add these two together, what do you have? Figure, please.
2,840,000.
Your network. Oh, your network. I can't hear you. What do you have?
2,840,000.
Two
Okay,
million eight forty.
2,840,000, right?
840. Yes.
Okay, 2,840,000. But then 2,840,000. But then, okay, who is that? The person should omit his mark. Quickly, quickly, please.
Sir, sir, I just want to ask that 32 naira per block that they asked us to reduce the price to. Is it just for the 20,000 or for the entire block?
That is another thing I want to check. That's true. That's true. It should be the 30,000. It should be the whole. Coming on the assumption that they reduce the
Reduce
selling price
the
to.
price.
Yeah, we reduce the price. So when they reduce the price, they will have more blocks, right? Okay, okay, okay. Because they cannot sell one at 40. They cannot sell one at 40,000, 40 naira per blocks and still sell the second as what? As 32 naira per box, per blocks, right? So in this case, the 32 naira per block is the total that they will get, right? Because if they reduce it, they will have more sales. People will demand outside. Them too. They will the buying division will actually buy more. Yeah, you are right. I think that should be yes, yes, yes. I'm coming. And the other person. Okay, okay. Sales. Mm, that is 50,000 blocks times 32. Okay. It's what do you have? Times
100
32.
and one
What?
million 60, 1,600,000.
Okay. 1,600,000. That's a very good observation. Well done, Adekoya. That's a very good one. Right. So you can't have two market price. You can't sell for this person as five. So they say if they want to reduce the price now, it means that they will buy more from there, and the buying division will as well as what we sell more. So it should be 1.6 million. So 1.6 million, 1.6 million, 1.6 million, 1.6 million. So this will be 1.6, right? 1.6. So what is the addition of this? 2 million. What is the addition of this part? That is 2.6, right? Hello?
Yes, yes. 2.6.
Yes, 2.6.
Yes, 2.6.
Okay, okay. So is there anything we will do for the external? I guess no. We don't have anything that we'll do for the external now, right? I guess we don't have anything to do with the external. I'm coming. Let me check again. The external. I've already say okay. Over the strong competition, the market has reduced the market. Okay. Price. Class. Hello. Are we still together?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, now, don't forget that the initial transfer price, class, the initial transfer price for the two is based on what is it called? It's based on uh, how should I put this thing? 180. How should I put this thing? Okay. Okay, let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. We'll see how we can. Let's just move ahead first. Let's move ahead. Let's move ahead. Right. Let's just move ahead for now. Mm, okay. Now, another thing we should also observe here is that the both of them, let me pick it up from this part. The transfer price was agreed at 200 naira per ton, in line with the external sales trade at 1st July, which was the beginning of the budget year. Right? So the transfer price initially is 200, right? Now, for both internal and now, from 1st December, however, strong competition in the market has reduced the market price for the material to 180. Now, there is kind of changes in the price, and that is why the Northern Division now suggests that okay, let's use this price, right? The Eastern Division said no. Is that not so? And it says what? No. Now, in this case now, when the transfer price reduce, when this when the when you reduce on the assumption that Northern Division reduces the selling price. Now, if the Northern Division now decide that okay, we want to reduce the selling price to 32. I'm thinking of something, but it's not coming. But let's just continue. I'm thinking of something to come in again, but that's fine. That's fine. Maybe when I remember, I will bring it in. I'm thinking of something. Oh, okay. So the internal transfer is 1 million, right? Internal transfer. Now, forget this basis now is on the basis of 100% capacity. Is that also 100% what? Capacity, which is 10,000 tons. So we can have 10,000 tons. Please, 10,000 times 70, what do you have? 10,000 times 70,
70, 700,000.
700,000.
Sorry, sir. Don't forget to change your total sales for Eastern. It's still under 1.2.
Okay. Okay. That's true. You see? Copy and paste. That's fine. Thank you. Thanks for the observation. 2 million. Okay. 700,000. No, it is no more 3,000 blocks. Right, class? It is no more 3,000 blocks. It is now 50,000 blocks. Is that not so, class? It is now what? 50,000 blocks. Right? Now, sorry. It is now 5,000 tons. Sorry. It is now what? 5,000 what? 5,000 tons. So we go back and change this to 5,000 tons. So please, when you multiply this, what do you have?
300,000.
300,000.
300,000. All right. So when you add these two together, what do you have?
1 million. 1 million.
Okay, 1 million. Thinking of something, but it's not just coming. Like, it's not coming. But I believe before the end of this class, it will come like that. It will come. Okay, please subtract. What's the profit? The first one,
1
quickly.
million. 1,
Northern 240,000.
Northerner is what?
240,000.
240.
Eastern 1 million 150.
1 million.
150.
1,450,000.
150. 150.
1,150,000.
1 million 390.
So what is the group?
1 million 390.
Okay. The group is 1,390,000.
So I have an observation. You made a mistake.
1,000,000 what? 1,000,000 what?
390.
390. Right? 1,390,000. Okay. This is the profit, right? Now, what is your observation?
For the variable costs for Eastern, the tons, you use 10,000 tons for them instead of 5,000. You multiply the 70 naira. For the variable cost for Eastern Division, they produced that they sold out 5,000 tons to the external markets, not 10,000. You use 10,000 for
Madam,
them.
But they produce 10,000 tons. They produce 10,000 tons. Doesn't matter what they sell. It is what they produce that we are working with.
But we added Eastern and Northern together to give us 1 million. The total is 5. It's not 5,000 for Eastern, then 5,000 for Northern. Like the breakdown.
Yes, that's what makes up 10,000 tons for the variable cost. The addition of the external and the internal. That's what they produce. And 5,000.
now, you sell 5,000 tons to internal. You sell 5,000 tons to external. What is the total tons that you sell? 10,000. The material, you will not use anything to do the material. It's 10,000 because it is full capacity. It is not 80%, it's full capacity. So that is why I actually mentioned, right, that under the 80% capacity, why we use that is because it is 80%. Ideally, it's supposed to be what? The normal capacity production, right? It should be what? 10,000 tons. And what is for the northern is what? 5,000 tons. Do you get that? Okay, fine. So what do we have here? Do you get that now? Okay. So if this is what we have, so we do the same thing for 200 what? 200 tons, right? 180 rather.
180.
So we copy this part. So 180. So this is 180, right? Please, the call will end in how many minutes?
3 minutes, sir.
Okay, that's fine. This is 180, 180, right? So the transfer price will change. So when we come back, I have class. Oh my God. Okay, this is 530. Okay, that's fine. You can still 5,000 times 180. 5,000 times 180. Quickly.
900,000.
900,000.
Okay. You have 900,000. This is 900,000, right? So here we have 900,000. Right? The external sales still remain the same. The only thing that will change is the transfer price, right? Okay. So when you add 1.6 plus 9 million,
2.5.
2.5, right? So the internal transfer will be 900. The internal transfer will be 900. So 900 plus 900 is 1.8.
1.8.
1.8.
1.8. So if this is 1.8, so if this is 1.8, so what do we have as profits? What do we have as profits? Quickly, what do we have as profits? Oh,
$950. Eastern is 950.
950 for
so we have
Eastern.
about, so we have about, how many participants do we have in this class? We have about 17 participants, and we can, okay, it's fine. So let's just, this is 950, right?
Yes.
So what
Yes.
do we have there?
340.
Okay,
340.
340.
1,290 for blue.
1 to
Okay,
19.
340. Then 1219. Okay, this is all about what they say we should do based on that, right? This is all about what they say we should do. Now, look at it.
These are
When
Malolo.
it is when it is 100% capacity, you could see what happened here, right? When it is 200, the group profits. What happened to the group profit? The group profit, we have 1,390,000. Then the profits when it is 100% capacity, right? Then the profit of the northern becomes 240, while the profit of the eastern, which is the selling division, keeps increasing. Then when it is 180, what happened to the profit? The profit of the northern division increases, right? Increases. Now, I know the next question now. Something should have come to your mind if you want to recommend or you want to advise the company, right? So what is the next question, please? So the next question says that comment on the effect that might result from the change in transfer price from 200 to 180. So what is the comment on it, right? Comment on it, whether at 80% capacity from 200 to 180. So comment on it, right? That will be your work. You have to just comment on it. I've been analyzing it as we move on the other time, right? So you can do that, please. So you comment based on from the 200 to 80. What happened from 200 to 80? Is their profit increases or decreases, right? Based on what from 200 what to 80, based on 80% capacity, as well as what as well as 100%, as well as 100% capacity, right? So, and that comment. I leave the comment for you. Thank you. So the next
Please go back
question,
to it so that we can screenshot it, please. Go back to the solution so that we can screenshot it.
you can check it on the YouTube now. This is the 180, right? You can check it on the YouTube. Immediately after this class, we'll send it there.
Okay.
Then
Okay.
the
Thank you.
second one, this is the second one, 100%. You can check it on the YouTube. It will be there. This is 80. This is at 80%. You check the YouTube receipt as well. Then this is 200, right? 200. So the next one is what is it called? The workings. Can you see the workings? How we arrive at all these things. So what next? The final, suggest an alternative. Suggest an alternative transfer price, right? Suggest an alternative transfer price. An alternative transfer price. What is the alternative transfer price that you want to suggest, right? To the division, or an alternative transfer that will provide an incentive for northern division to reduce the selling price. The selling price that it will sell to external and increase the sales by 20,000. You know, when it reduces the selling price, more customers will come and buy from the northern division. So which means that the selling division needs to reduce its price. So now what is your decision? Now, the alternative transfer price should not be less than should be, let's say, should not be greater than the market price, right? Should not be greater than what the market price of 180, right? They can transfer based on what the variable cost of what 70 naira. So if it transfer based on 70 naira, The northern division will reduce the selling price to external. With that, more people will do what? More people will come and buy blocks from the what? From the northern division. Class, I hope I've been able to communicate that, right? I hope I've been able to communicate that, right?
Yes, yes, you did. Thank you.
Okay. So any question, please? Question. Question. I have one more question on that one. It will be on divisional performance where we need to do. I think we need to work back transfer pricing. Work back transfer pricing. I will just explain where residual income, return on capital employed, and in ROI, return on investment, the formula. Then we'll do a work back transfer pricing. That will be the last question we'll solve on transfer pricing. So the other question will be for you. Go and solve more questions on what on transfer pricing. All right. So please unmute your mic if you have question before we go quickly before we go. If you have question, unmute your mic. Okay. So that means we are good to go, right? We are good to go. So you can see the way we are taking it step by step, right? That is transfer pricing. That looks so difficult, transfer price, and your transfer price could be, don't forget, decision making questions are very important, right? Transfer pricing is one of the decision making question that could be